Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Jossie Gomez, Vice Mayor of the City of District Heights. It is September 4th, 2025, and I'm calling this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. At this time, we're going to take attendance to ensure that we have a quorum present. Commissioner Harcourt,
Present.
Commissioner Tillman,
Present.
Commissioner Janifer.
Present.
Thank you. And now we will move forward with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Commissioner Tillman will lead us in prayer.
Yes. Bow your heads, everybody. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. I pray we have a great and educational meeting. I hope all the residents are very happy with what we're doing, and I hope that all wounds are healed and all minds are clear. And I thank you for the blessings that you give to each and every one of us every single day. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. The agenda for this city meeting has been posted online and in the clerk's office. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Commissioner Harcourt moved to approve tonight's agenda.
Second?
Commissioner Janifer seconds the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
4-0, the ayes have it. 3-0, excuse me. Okay. So now we'll move into the public participation section of our agenda for the evening. I have one resident who signed up for public participation. Is Mr. McGill present? Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to welcome Mr. Barry up to the podium. Thank you, Mr. Barry.
Vice Mayor Gomez, Commissioner Harcourt, Commissioner Janifer, Commissioner Tillman, and City Manager Swain. It's good to see you. I just want to update you sort of what we've been doing. I'm from UFCW 1994. We represent workers, public sector workers across Prince George's County and Montgomery County. I think nobody needs to know that public sector workers right now are under attack on the federal level, and eventually they're going to be under attack on many levels. Right now is the time for public sector workers, first of all, to get told that they're worth what they're getting paid, to get the opportunity for, to work together as an organization, to bargain collectively, and to understand that their basic rights as workers in America are followed. So we've been trying to work toward getting recognition from the city of District Heights. It's been about 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now, and we're really looking forward to coming to a point where we can either hold an election or get a labor peace agreement with the city. And either way, we look forward to working with you, and thank you very much. Do you have any questions from the board?
Thank you, Mr. Barry. Okay, so I don't see Mr. McGill. So at this time, we will move into conducting our public hearing. The mayor and commission are conducting a public hearing to receive testimony on charter resolutions number 2503 through 2514. These resolutions propose amendments to the city charter addressing administrative, governance, and procedural updates intended to modernize operations while preserving the city's established framework. So I have one public participation form for the public hearing. Ms. Lloyd, Ms. Christina Lloyd, is she present? Not at this time. Okay. So, Mr. Waters, if you would please.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Commission, residents, City Clerk, City Manager. Of course, you know my name is Waters. I am the current chair of the charter. We started this process in 2018. Are we going downhill? Are we finishing it? Are we getting it done? My main question is, Article 3 has 14 sections in it. We're only addressing 12. How do we move forward with section 1 and 2?
I don't know.
Yeah, Mr. Waters, can you clarify what your question is?
Yes. We're starting with section 3. We have 1 and 2 that have not been addressed. The Charter Committee sent their recommendations.
I thought there was one that you all did early in July. Did we do one early July? I wasn't at that meeting.
We did one.
There
Yeah,
was one in July.
so this.
No, you did 13, which was, I think, regarding the union.
That's correct.
That's that- okay.
1 and
Wasn't at
2
that.
have not been addressed.
Could you?
1 is
Vice Mayor,
term
what
limits,
are
and
they?
2 is the mayor's salary.
No, we
I thought I
addressed the
saw
mayor's
salary.
They're not in the
Yeah,
packet.
they're all-
Salaries in this one.
They're not in the packet now,
It's not?
not as 2. It starts at 3.
Saw
Maybe I
something.
misread, but
Mayor's salary is under, after the commission
Salary.
salary.
mayor's salary was separate.
So it's 302 essentially is what you're saying?
Correct. 302, 301, 302.
301 and 302.
Yes.
And we decided that we were term limits, that these are recommendations. And we were going to talk with Bradley about that.
Right, but you're specifying the mayor's salary, which is 302.
I'm specifying 301 and 302.
Okay.
We,
So-
the Charter Committee submitted, we never received back.
So I believe prior, when we voted on the amendments to the charter, which we have presented here as resolutions, we voted on 303, sections 303 through the end of Article,
Correct,
through the end of Article 3.
correct.
So right now, we're moving forward with conducting a public hearing and hearing public comment specifically for 303 through,
I hear what you're saying, I understand that. My question is, when do we address 301, 302?
sure.
So, Mr. Waters, we appreciate the work of the Charter Committee, and we know that you guys have been working on this. But right now, what we do understand, and what we want the public to understand, these are recommendations. And the commission, we can accept the recommendations, we can tweak them. It's up to us to make the determination whether or not we want to either accept them, change them. Those are up to the commission. So right now, what we have decided is, these are the recommendations. We made some tweaks to some of them, and those are in the charter. Those other things that we left out, those are the things that we didn't, but we did address the mayor's salary. as well as the salary for the commission. Those things were pretty similar.
They're separate.
But so far, right, they are separate. But so
302
far-
was, 302, excuse me for interrupting, but 302 was directly reflecting the mayor's salary. The commission salary is another section.
Right, we understand that, but they kind of read similarly. And how they are supposed to be, addressed and paid going over into the next term. And we agreed with that language. We didn't make any changes to that.
Well, I'm not saying you made changes. I'm just saying that, I left my papers. It says 303 to 314. So what happened? Excuse me? It's
What
301 and 302 aren't addressed. My question is, when will we be able to address that?
We're gonna massage the language again. We're working with Bradley. But right now, these are the things that we want to move forward with.
Okay.
And then after this, we want to start on the rest of the charter. We don't want to just stick with this. Right now, we gave you basically 99.9% of the recommendations with just a few minor changes. And we want to get started on the rest of the charter. We don't want to get hung up, like stuck in the weeds on these things.
Oh, we've
Because
been
we do
stuck-
understand.
stuck in the mud.
Right, we do. We do understand the work. But again, these are recommendations to the commission, and it's up to us to, either decide to go with them, tweak them, or move forward. And we made these changes to some of these things, we tweaked them. And the other things that we did leave out, we just didn't see right now. This is time to deal with these things, but we do want to move on to the next sections of the charter. There are other things that are more important. We really think that the Charter Commission needs to move on with their work so we can start going into the other parts of the charter. But we do appreciate your recommendations.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Waters. Do we have Miss Christina Floyd? Is she present? Okay. All right. Yes. Okay, so we don't have any other public participation forms for the public hearing, but I wanted to open the floor to any residents who wanted to comment presently on the charter amendments. If anyone would like to comment, feel free to come up to the podium.
Good evening to the council
Good
Good evening.
evening.
and residents.
Pull your mic down.
We've been working on Charter 301 since 2018. We have sent this charter to you, being the council and the mayor, numerous of times. And we got no reply until recently. And the reply we got recently was from the attorney. It was not from the parties that have the control. I would like to know where or what did you do with 1 and 2 of the 14 items in that section of the charter? You can, but you should not just ask us to move forward on another section of the charter when we haven't completed our charter, section 301.
Understood. We did send our replies back. I did send email. Now, I don't know if you didn't get it, but we did. I did.
Okay, you're just
every
one
one
of
of
the
you.
5.
I know every
I-
response that you and the charter committee asked, I sent an email, and I have an email track record of, I keep all of my emails of that. So that's a bit disingenuous, and, I understand that you feel deeply about this, and again, we appreciate the charter committee's work on this, and no one's been glad-handing you or trying to delay this. We really need to get this done. Our charter is outdated, and we have too many gray areas. and you have closed a lot of those loopholes. Again, 99.9% of this charter has dealt with those things, and we've accepted those recommendations. And we, from what I've seen, my colleagues, we have sent those responses back. The attorney has asked us, he sent those things, and we sent the surveys back about how we felt about those two things, and we've taken those recommendations and sent them. And again, we ask that the charter move on to the next sections of the charter so we can get this done.
I'm not sure that we can, because if we didn't get what you sent, then I humbly ask that you resend them so that we can review them.
That shouldn't be hard to do.
Thank you.
Commissioner Tillman?
Yes, so just to be clear, I supported the amendments as is at that time. So, my comment, isn't needed because when, Mr. Waters and the Charter Committee came here with the recommendations, I said that I support all the amendments as is at that time on record. So just to make that clear. Thank you.
All right. Any other public comment on the charter amendments? If not, would you like to? Okay, all right. If not, I would like to ask Mr. Farrar to come up and just briefly outline each section for the public's knowledge.
All right, good evening to the commission and to the citizens and residents of District Heights. Charter Resolution 2503 is regarding the powers and duties of the mayor. 2504 is related to regarding the salary of the mayor, of the commissioners. 2505 is related to the salary of the mayor. 2506 regards meetings of the commission. And I would note that there were a couple of Scrivener errors that would be amended in 2506. If it's the pleasure of the commission, I can just detail those three.
Yes, please.
Okay, in section D9 regarding closed sessions, subparagraph 8, there's a period there that should be a semicolon. And in D9, the word council should be replaced with commission. And in D13, the word, or I apologize, D12, the word council in that paragraph should be replaced with the word commission. Moving to Charter Resolution 25-07, that relates to the mayor and the vice mayor, and they're presiding over meetings. 2508 regards quorum requirements for the commission. 2509 regards procedures of the commission. 2510, again, has another error, if I could just point that out, which is in charter, that paragraph A. This is regarding ordinances, and it should read, in the first sentence, it should have comma, with the exception of emergency ordinances, period. And 2511 regards emergency ordinances. That phrase from 2510 harmonizes 2511 and 2510. So 2511 again regards emergency ordinances. 2512 regards notice of enacted ordinances, and 2514 regards resolutions of the commission.
Any questions from the commission? Comments?
I do. If we could go back to 2509, I wanted to ask for consideration on this. Currently, our meetings are held at 7 PM. I don't know whether or not we can change that to 6 o'clock, a little earlier, because it gets dark, it's a long evening, it's like for us to consider that. A 6 o'clock start time as
Yeah, we
opposed
wanted to
to
raise that with
7.
the commission when we were going through the review. We know it's always been this time, but we started to really think about our work-life balance for our staff. It's a long day for our staff, it's a long day for everybody. And we thought that it may be time to consider changing the time to an earlier start. But we didn't want to do it without
Oh, yeah.
the majority of the
absolutely.
commission in session.
Well, I do like 7 PM because I think it gives folks the opportunity to come home and participate if they want to participate, especially for our working folks. I think it's really important that we have meetings that are accessible to folks who have day jobs. And so I'm hesitant to change the time, given that, you know, if you get off at work at 5, it's going to be tough for you to fight traffic and come home, especially for me, you know, if I'm working. It'll be harder, you know, 7 o'clock does give folks a good time.
Without rushing, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, can we take a vote on that, please?
sure,
For kicks and giggles.
sure. Commissioner Tillman, do you have any
You need a
comments?
motion for that?
I mean, I support the 7. I think the 7 is very fine with me.
Okay,
So I'm with Commissioner Gomez, and I go with the 7.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you make a good point, maybe.
Okay.
So,
I'll call a motion. Motion?
Yes.
Motion on the floor?
I, Commissioner Janifer, move that we change the time, or consider a time change for, from 7 PM for city meetings and work sessions to 6 o'clock.
May I have a second?
Commissioner Harcourt, second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
No. Motion doesn't pass.
No.
That's it.
Okay, all right, I'm happy. This is how government works.
Good, good argument.
Right.
But I have to stick with my 6.
I understand having to ask. I definitely understand. Okay. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Farrar, I had just one point on the resolution that you went through, or the resolutions you went through.
Yes.
Section 305. So Section 304 covers commissioner salaries, and Section 305 does cover the salary of the mayor. So just to confirm that the salary of the commission and the mayor is addressed in Sections 304 and Sections 305.
That is correct, yes.
Was there did we change any numbering? Is that why there's a discrepancy, or have the numbers stayed the same?
No, the numbers have stayed the same since these were sent over by the Charter Commission,
Yeah, I didn't
the
think-
commission.
Okay.
So, that hasn't changed. And the language is fairly similar to what is existing in the existing charter. It's just a little more updated and refreshed.
Okay.
It's a little more modern.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Just real quick, I misspoke.
Okay.
301 is the term limits, and 302 is qualifications of mayor and commission. I said salary of the mayor, so I misspoke.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I misspoke.
all right, thank you.
I don't want that. Can, Can we get that qualifications back to us? That's important, Bradley. Can we get, yeah,
Yeah, we certainly can send over the qualifications.
yeah,
Yeah, sure, we can send that back to you.
yeah, that needs to come back. Commissioner Jennifer? Yeah, we
Yes,
need.
absolutely.
Yeah, we definitely did not mean to miss that. Thank you, Mr. Waters. We definitely did not mean to miss that. Thank you.
All right.
That was an oversight.
Okay. So can I have a motion to close our public hearing?
Commissioner Jennifer, I move to close the public hearing.
May I have a second?
Commissioner Tillman, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did you vote, Commissioner Tillman?
Yes, I see,
Okay.
yeah, I see.
3-0, the ayes have it. Okay, so if we are all in agreement in the language of the presented resolutions, I'm going to ask for a motion for the adoption of the resolutions.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So, Mr. Faraz, while we at it, can we do an update on one? Because I want to bring back one as well. If we want to do two, we might as well do one.
Yeah, we can bring back charter.
I say bring
amendments.
back all of it.
You can bring them back.
Talk about all of it.
Right, you can bring charter amendments back at any time. So
Okay.
you certainly, commission can certainly adopt these today,
Uh-huh.
and we can bring back consider a charter amendment at any time.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where's the motion?
Write this one
I'll take that one.
Okay.
You ready?
May I have a motion?
I, Commissioner Harcourt, move that the City Commission adopt Charter Resolutions 25-03 through 25-14, amending Article 3 of the City Charter as presented, including provisions relating to the powers and duties of the mayor, compensation of the mayor and commissioners, commission meetings, quorum, procedures, ordinances, emergency ordinances, notice requirements, and resolutions.
May I have a second?
Commissioner Jennifer seconds the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0, the ayes have it. Okay, yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much to the hard work of our charter committee, who's been rocking with us for years at this point. We really, really appreciate your work to get us this far. This is the majority of Article 3. This was a huge lift, and this was the first one that we did, right? And so there were bumps along the way as we figured out the process, but I'm hopeful that as we move forward, we'll be smoother as we go forward because we've done it now with Article 3. And so thank you so much for your hard work. Truly, truly, truly appreciate it. And we are moving forward with these adopted ordinances. So a round of applause again. Come on, guys.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we are going to move forward with our agenda and go into our department reports. First report is our communications report. Ms. Bethia?
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, residents, colleagues, City Manager, City Clerk. My name is Kelly Bethia, Director of Communications. Please accept my report as submitted with one addendum, which I believe Kenneth has given you, which are the comparisons, correct? Thank you. Considering that we are in September and we were in recess in August, my report consists of data captures from July and August, and I'll go through them quickly. Overall, considering that we were pretty much quiet after July 4th up till today, our data reflects that. So low numbers as far as email output, social media, and all those things, but it is consistent with what we had last year. So I'm satisfied with those numbers. As far as the deliverables made between July and August, we We're featured in Business View magazine, so we pushed that out. I created a new template for neighborhood news as opposed to community partner template, because there was a little bit of conflation between who is a community partner of the city and who is part of the community who just wants to share things for the city. So I just wanted to make that differentiation, so we have that template out there now. National Night Out was in August. My understanding is that that was a great success. I was out on vacation, but I saw all the wonderful things done, and the helicopter that made it to the parking lot. I wish I was there, but it seemed like, it was a great success. The Back to School Bash, we had some notifications regarding WSSC bill. The town hall was in August. We created a template for August events, or monthly events that we can use throughout other months. More community partner updates. We had some public works notices regarding sinkholes, limb collection. I got notice regarding Commander's Practice Week. We had that out there. We had Fiesta Place doing workshops, town hall reels, National Night Out reels, and of course, the public hearing notices and Labor Day being closed. I want to bring your attention to something that's not necessarily in the packet, but just for your information. We have migrated from Constant Contact to MailChimp. Mainly cost effective at this point. We were paying roughly $137 a month for Constant Contact. Right now, MailChimp is at under $70. So with more bells and whistles, things that we can manipulate, is more user-friendly for me, and frankly, we get more features. So I'm excited to see what the data capture is going to be for the next month using MailChimp as our mailing service, and I'll be in talks with Darren, our city manager, regarding how we can integrate the email distribution throughout departments so that they can reach their stakeholders and community members in a way that just the Office of Communications cannot. Secondly, if you turn to the attachment, I think it says Pantheon hosting comparison. So as you know, we have selected a vendor for our website build, that being Hex 5. We had a very successful kickoff meeting August 20th. In which we just basically gave them our grievances on what's wrong with our website and how we can massage that into something better. We had our last meeting was actually yesterday. We have decided on having bi-weekly meetings with them from here until the launch of the website, at which point I will be inviting you all to those meetings. They will be every other Wednesday at 4. Again, you don't have to attend every one, but I would like our stakeholders, being, the commission, staff, I'm trying to organize those meetings so that they can hear what each department, each commissioner's gripes are, individual gripes are with the website, how it can be better and how we can move forward. But with the attachment that I gave regarding Pantheon, we are looking at costs right now as far as hosting. Again, this is not something that needs to be decided right now by vote. Frankly, all of this was built into the quote and numbers that have already been approved. I just wanted to be transparent. So right now, the overall consensus is that we should be using the hosting site Pantheon because it is compatible with both Drupal and WordPress, deciding on which way we want to go. And you see what the costs are there. As well with the page builder comparison, one of the biggest things from a colleague standpoint regarding the website is that the back end is very difficult to navigate. So the page builder on the back end, we're trying to decide which one to use. And what we're trying to do is make it a lot more similar to something like Squarespace or even MailChimp, where you can click and drag templates and things like that, and it's just a lot easier on the back end. And you see the cost on the page builder comparison page. So again, not necessarily up for a vote now. I just wanted this for transparency purposes to be put in front of you. I'm also going to be speaking with Wes Lewis, who is the owner of Hex 5 and my point of contact for this project, to visit on the October public meeting session so he can introduce himself to you all in the community officially. And with that, I will take any questions.
Any questions from the commission?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you produce the comparison sheet here? Did you copy it?
They sent it to me this afternoon, and I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure it was with
Alright.
you guys for this meeting.
Please, moving forward, city policy, double-sided.
Oh, okay.
And to the mail, am I pronouncing this correct, mail clip? that we use-
MailChimp.
MailChimp? Chimp?
Like the monkey.
Oh, mercy, okay. So what are some of the bells and whistles that went into your decision, or the decision to move with that as opposed to constant contact? I don't have any objection to it, I just wanted to
Sure, so
hear for the
constant
residents.
contact is a overall staple, but it is very limited as far as creativity, maneuvering your templates around, just customization of what you want your emails to look like. I have a lot more creative control over the templates in MailChimp as opposed to Constant Contact. I have more fonts. I have more license to move things around. Think Canva versus Microsoft Paint.
So are you still able to see when someone opens up their mail? Those
Absolutely.
kinds
All of
things?
the,
Yes.
all the data captured that we have in Constant Contact, I have it in MailChimp and frankly then some. So I'm playing around with it now. We have maybe less than a month left on scheduling a one-on-one with one of their, basically a person who can walk through the platform with us. So I'm going to be scheduling that within the next week or so. But that is really a formality. I'm familiar with MailChimp, but I just wanted to utilize that service since it's already paid for.
And thank you, as we're tightening up our belt here across the country, it's a huge savings to the city as well, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
I do have a question, Madam Vice Mayor. Thank you. Thank you for, I just wanted to follow up. What will be the difficulty of us transitioning from Constant Contact to MailChimp? Will it be any difference with our residents? Will they notice any changes on their end?
Well, technically speaking, during August, the migration has technically already started. A lot of our emails are already coming from MailChimp, but because August was paid for with Constant Contact, some of the emails was coming from there and some of them were coming from MailChimp, but there was, my understanding, no difference. I had already migrated all the addresses to MailChimp. I cleaned the contact list myself to make sure that we didn't have any duplicates or anything like that. So it's a leaner list, which means that the send data is actually slightly higher because we don't have as many like spam emails that we did in Constant Contact. You know, some things bounce, things like that, and I cleaned it up before, excuse me, the migration. But as far as residents are concerned, you should not see any difference. I have not received feedback that there has been a difference in the roughly 2 to 3 weeks that we have been using MailChimp.
Okay, and do we have is there any information on our website for residents who may want to sign up? Like we
Oh,
have
for
Constant-
signing up for emails, I can bring that back, absolutely, and have a sign-up form similar to what I did when I first got here with Constant Contact. I can do that for MailChimp.
Right, because we do
absolutely.
have a lot of new residents and they may
Yes.
want to, and those alerts will still come out on text if you,
We haven't migrated to SMS text yet because again, we just don't have that data yet. But when I create the new form, the phone number will definitely be one of those entries that people can use. It's at your discretion as to whether I make that option for phone number a required entry or not.
we should make it, it should be optional. People should be able to have the option to.
Right,
report
so,
those.
and that's the other layer to it. So if it's optional, there's no guarantee that we'll get that phone number, but of course, that's with anything.
Yeah.
But I can absolutely make that form.
Yeah, we should have something
for
like that
MailChimp.
online. Because it's important.
Absolutely.
Of course, if we have emergency information and residents, they want the information. Because we do have residents who sometimes say they have not been notified about emergencies going on up at the city and they want a way to do that. So we should have a way for them to sign up online, especially since it's a new service. And so far, I'm reading over this Pantheon hosting comparison. I don't think this is something that we need to bring back. It's a great recommendation here that we just start off with the small performance.
Okay.
Based on our
population
population, and this
yep.
fits perfectly, and then if we, at a later time, we see the need to boost it up, it seems like it'll be a relatively straightforward
Yes.
transition. Okay.
Yes, and any more technical questions, that's exactly why I would like to have Mr. Lewis, speak before you next month. But also, I highly encourage you all to, that's not my phone. I highly encourage you all to attend at least one of the bi-weekly Wednesday sessions so that you can meet him and his team and see where they are in the process so far. Right now, we're still in sprint 1 kickoff stages, but they're already making progress on our behalf.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Commissioner, and Commissioner, I just want to also add that, so we're in the process of actually doing a review of the communications process, actually for the website, and actually reviews of all of our areas right now. But as it relates to communications, I just want to add that the platforms that you just talked about in terms of the seamless process, that it's doing just what it's supposed to do, to be seamless, so there's no real interruption in terms of service to our constituents. One. The other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is that can you hear me? That the opportunity to actually receive information and to stay informed with our constituents here in the city. We're reviewing some opportunities to do that, some alert opportunities as well with the city. So I will be bringing that information to the commission so that you can consider that as we move forward as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it would be good to have something in the interim until we do get our website up. If it's something that we can do in the interim, to get going with the new service, we should take advantage of that. If it has additional bells and whistles, we should start, maximizing those features now.
Okay,
Thank you.
of course.
And I just have one comment. So we're posting a lot on Instagram, which is great, and through Constant Contact, but we have a lot of residents who are active on Nextdoor. And so if we could just increase our presence there, specifically when we have like an emergency notice, so yard waste related things, DPW related, and for events that we are asking for volunteers or some engagement, Nextdoor tends to get a good amount of engagement in general from the community, so I'd like to see a little bit more that we're posting there. And in general, just based on what Darren just mentioned, I think this may be a good opportunity for us to explore putting together a communications plan. I think we may be at the point where, we're moving forward with the website, we're switching over to mail, we're doing things in terms of our outreach and our comms, and we have our new brand as well, and so this may be a good opportunity for us to really sit down and discuss what we want communications to look like as a whole in a framework that we can always refer back to. So I'd like to see if we can maybe start putting something like that together.
I created a strategic comms plan last year. I will, that I've been following. I will send it to you for your reference, and any changes, of course, I'm amenable to.
Okay, great.
I think she does have something. I don't know
Yeah.
how well. It's the staff and everybody pretty much following that? How close are we following that? Do you think it needs to be updated or?
It definitely leaves room for updating, especially now that we have branding finalized. And now that we are getting the website underway. With the website, we are going to have, admin roles, editing roles, writing roles that will go across the organization, and that definitely needs to be included in our comms plan. At this juncture, we don't need that, so we have an interim comms policy that I implemented, and for the most part, that has been followed since I've been here. We have the full comms plan that has not quite been implemented because of the pieces that still needed to be fit, right? So I will send those both to you, the panel, for your review. I also have a strategic comms plan that is from basically now until the end of the year, that includes events and things like that. And I've been following that. Herald guidelines are in there, all those things.
Well, I think it'd probably be good because I know a lot of this stuff, doing things theoretically is one thing, but you've been here long enough that now been practicing. And so now that you've been practicing with the staff, it may be good before you send that back out to just review it and
Sure.
think about how these things have actually been working with how you've been working with people and communicating and maybe review that. Is that something you?
Yes, and I would actually like for us to do, so I understand we're sort of in an in-between and we may be working under certain rules until the website is launched, but for an evergreen comms plan, I think we should do that in a public process so that, we can take a look at it one-on-one, offline, so to speak, but so that the public has access into the discussions that we're having and can also add their comments and share their thoughts, so,
That's a good idea.
yeah.
Is this a work session line item, or is this something that I need to prepare for October?
I think maybe if you can just coordinate with Darren on that,
Okay.
when we can get it on the schedule.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. So that's one of the things in terms of this review that we're doing as we speak, that we're going to be taking into consideration. So I will be reporting back to the commission on exactly how we're going to plan to sort of implement some of these things and that you've brought to our attention.
Now, I would like to, before we do that, how is your workload right now? Is that something that you have room for? I know we're going into the holiday and,
I mean, considering that the items have, for the most part, been written, this is a review and tweak as opposed to a complete from scratch write-up. So as far as load, this is expected, if that makes sense. So I should be okay.
okay.
Great.
Just want to make sure, because, like I said, work-life balance is important. Nobody's,
It is on my to-do list,
Okay.
and I will try to have something to you within the next couple weeks.
okay, cool.
Thank you.
All right?
I have one comment.
Oh, okay.
So, I know there was a little hiccup last month for the summer issue of the Herald. I did receive my Herald today.
Great.
I hope that, do we still have copies of the summer issue? If residents come up, then they can pick that up
I
as well?
have a few in my office, but considering that September is here, we have disposed of most of the summer ones,
Okay.
unless they are still out on the displays.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you. Just want to let you know, I did get mine,
I'm glad.
by September.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And before we go into our recreation update, I wanted to give Mr. Swain the opportunity to introduce himself in his current interim role. Yes, please come up to the mic, so I didn't. So, before you get started, before Darren introduces himself, I wanted to just make an announcement that our former city manager, David Street, has moved on from the city of District Heights. We wish him well. We enjoyed working with him over the last 2 years. But, times change, things change, and so he has moved on from the city this time. We wish him the best of luck in all his future endeavors, and he did a great job for the city of District Heights, and so we're thankful to have worked with him during that time. So I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Swain to introduce himself.
Thank you so very much, Madam Chair, and to the commission, and to our residents, and to my staff, and certainly the colleagues. I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you, and I appreciate the commission and each and every one of you for your vote of confidence to allow me to take on this interim role as the city manager for the great city of District Heights. We have hit the ground running in terms of how we are trying to make sure that in this interim period that we continue to link the city and make sure that those priorities that the city commission and the mayor have, that they actually are being implemented and moved upon as we speak. I spoke to just a few minutes ago in the sense that our plans as we move forward over the next 30 and 60 days. We are in the process of implementing a 30 and 60-day plan by which we're doing reviews of all of the departments and making sure that those directives that you've given and those projects that you've asked that the city actually work on are in fact being done. We're doing a financial review of the city as well to make sure that those things are in fact taking place and that we're doing them in a very effective way. My background, as you very well know, is one that comes from service here in the great state of Maryland, having served in the Maryland General Assembly, having served also on staff at Bowie State University, first as an assistant vice president, then certainly as a director of regional giving. I have a background that's steeped in a lot of things that we have to do here in the city in terms of making sure that we focus on finances, that we focus on structure, and make sure that we accomplish goals and things of that nature. I look forward to taking on this task and working with my staff and with the city and the citizens of the great city of District Heights and making sure that we are as successful as we can be and will be in this interim period.
Thank you, Mr. Swain, and welcome in your interim role.
Thank you.
So just to clarify for the public and folks in the room with us, so Mr. Swain joined us as our assistant to the city manager for economic development, and he has stepped into this interim role for the next 60 days. We really appreciate you stepping up and taking on this additional responsibility. But we are definitely going to get you back to your day job. And so just to be clear, this is an interim role. We will be starting recruitment for a permanent full-time city manager. That process has already been started. But Darren, thank you so much for stepping up in this time, in our time of need, and serving in this interim role.
Thank you.
I think we're good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Recreation. Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, Commissioner Harcourt, Commissioner Jennifer, Commissioner Tillman, our city clerk, our city manager, residents and friends. Please accept the report for recreation for September 4th, 2025. I'll briefly go over the 4 sections that we have submitted for review. First and foremost, our summer 2025 summary consists of the information in which we were able to have 9 opportunities for community engagement, everything from the 4th of July fireworks all the way to a great event that we all had with the public schools, welcoming the students to their first day of school, District Heights Elementary, North Forestville, and Longfields. The second section is our check-in data for classes, memberships, and facility rentals. You know, in the end, we were able to engage up to 1,070 during the month of July and 1,429 during the month of August. I wanted to also just discuss briefly about the numbers that are shaded in the blue. Those 4 categories are our fitness room for adults, fitness room for seniors, something Vice Mayor wanted to make sure we started to track. And what you see here is the memberships are the number of individuals that joined. And then when you see check-in, those are the people who actually checked in. So what you see here for the fitness room adult and fitness room seniors is the retention. So you see that there are, like, for example, in the fitness room adult session for July 2025, you'll see that there were 42 people that joined and 84 people that checked in. That's pretty much sharing how the retention of people coming back to utilize the fitness room. And then you see the similar pattern in the other sections for the August 2025 as well. OG stands for Open Gym Membership, and we have 2 categories for that. You have the Open Gym memberships for 18 and up, and then you have the Youth Open Gym membership for individuals under 17. And you see there, you have a lot of people that joined, but also checked in as well, because those numbers are very close. And then the other section consists of the opportunities that we had to work with various partners And when you see facility rentals, we had 1 facility rental in the month of July and 4 during the month of August, and they were all repasses. So we wanted to track everything and be as transparent as possible. And then moving to the next section, my apologies about that yellow. I was trying to utilize some of our colors. But that says upcoming projects and opportunities. So we're very close to the scoreboard, but I met with our city manager earlier today. He's going to assist me with that particular opportunity there. The field events, I want to thank for field upgrades, with the baseball diamond. I know Public Works will probably share more detail, but we had a tree that fell over the weekend, last weekend, and at the same time, we had already scheduled the grass for our event yesterday. We had a lot of people up yesterday. It was great. We had our partnership with Maryland National Park and Planning. We had our youth baseball clinic, and we also had the commanders out on the field for practices. And I want to thank the Public Works Department because they did a phenomenal job. They had to cut and chop up a very large tree. I don't want to take anything from Public Works, but I just want to thank them because when I got here that morning and saw them working on the tree, I still had to ask about the grass and, the lining of the field and things like that. And they was like, we got it, don't worry about it. And they came through for the kids. So that was awesome. McNamara High School started discussions with them about various opportunities to partner with McNamara. And one thing that they shared with us is that because our facility has lights, they are interested in paying the city for football practices. We haven't moved any further. I will be working with our city manager about that opportunity going forward. And then last but not least, the upcoming city-wide events, partnerships, and facility rentals. Between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., we're trying to offer our after-school activities inside the gymnasium and out on the field. And that starts on September the 8th. We're working with Tanisha on not only the information in regards to a survey format for our elementary schools and junior high schools, but we're also looking to supply them with the programs and services that they have utilized in the past. And again, that's from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday. Next on that sheet, we have our boys mentoring program starting September the 13th. And that will go on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And these young men are looking forward to a lot of the things that we have offered, not only in the past, but some of the new things that we're adding, like the field trips. But what we're trying to do now is get them back on their vision boards and get them back to thinking about some of the opportunities that they can take advantage of in the future. And then hearing the wishes and the comments over the past few months, several months, about incorporating STEM into our activities for our youth in our city. So we are partnering with Dr. Melinda Watts. She offered STEM during our summer camp. It went very well. And so what we want to do is expand that to offering that type of service during the afternoons, during the week, and on Saturdays. So we wanted to start out with an event. It's called the Inventors of Tomorrow Youth Empowerment Workshop. And of course, we're going to have fun with games, fun experiments, and innovative challenges. And we're going to offer a career lab that day for our high school students. And that's on Saturday, October the 11th. And what we're looking to do is from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., work with our elementary and middle school students. We have 20 seats available. This information will come out on a flyer next week. And then we hope to have that information up on our website and other social media platforms, as well as sending the information out to our local schools. And then from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., our high school students. And there are 20 seats available for that as well. Other than that, there are a lot of other opportunities that I discussed with our city manager and HR director today that we would love to start to kind of dig down into the details. I have some information to share with them, and then we'll be looking forward to the next steps. That's all for now. I'll sit back for any questions and comments, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Any comments from the commission? Questions?
Yes. I just want to say excellent job. You know, this was a great summer, a lot going on, of course, as you know. So thank you to you and your amazing staff for the great work as always. And of course, Bravo, the Public Works for always, you know, stepping in at the time of need and serving the great city of District Heights. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. And also, I'm sorry, I forgot one thing that cannot be not mentioned. I also want to thank our police department. Chief Tarpley and his team has really been providing us with security and protection in the afternoon. Like I shared, our field as well as our gymnasium gets very busy in the afternoons, and just having their presence involved kind of, you know, keeps everything in order and keeps everything moving well, safe and effectively. So I would be remiss not to acknowledge their efforts as well. So every time we look up, we see a police officer either walking through, and they don't just walk through like robots. They're actually engaging the kids as well, or people who happen to be inside of the gymnasium or out on the field. So that's awesome as well. So I'm sorry, I just kind of wanted to not forget about that. I saw my note here. Sorry, my apologies.
Any other comments?
I just want to thank you for the robust report. This is very helpful, very detailed. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Senior Services, Mr. Thomas.
Wanted to give you some handouts that I wasn't able to get in the report in the way I wanted to, so you can see some important data about our survey that we just finished recently, and got the results from that. On the top sheet is under computer class off from the state Turner. So that's going out. She dealt with us, but
Thank you. I'm sure the next report will be double-sided. Save the trees.
Thank you, Commissioner Jennifer. I need the reminder.
Okay, I wanted to start with the regular report and then get into some statistical finds we found from the survey. This month was active, these 2 months were active for us in terms of July and August. We had a number of big events. I won't mention all of them, but we kept the arts and crafts classes going. They're picking up in participation. Also, we had a couple of trips that we kind of scaled back. So now we're doing mostly using our bus. We're mostly using the bus to cut back on costs, maybe give us a little more room to do some of the bigger trips that we're trying to do in the future. Trying to do a Christmas trip in the future involving seniors and maybe an overnight stay. I'm working with Mr. Mo, who is the travel person who's worked with us in the past to get the best price and also the availability. And also using our suggestion box to see where we might pop up next. We had something different for us. We always have the arts and crafts. We had a virtual cruise to Jamaica and Hawaii, and that just involves using our technology with the screen and passing out different things that are associated with the different areas. That turned out very well for us. We had a couple of meetings with ARP on the 29th and the 31st. They continue to be a partner with us. And we also, to add to that, we partner with Nancy, Reverend Nancy Lee, let me get that right, Dr. Reverend Lee, Nancy Lee, and Tony Lee, to kick off a caregiver seminar which had almost 100 people in that center, which was a lot. But it was a good seminar with good information, and they want to partner with us moving forward. The next event they want to have is on 24th with the mayor's blessing, and they're going to bring in Howard University, again, if we're approved for it, to do something for senior wellness and a follow-up to the Caregivers Institute. So I look forward to partnering with Reverend and Dr. Lee, and also Howard University, my alma mater, to push that initiative forward. We grew our offerings from YSB. So we initially had the grief group that had a number of participants, and they closed and they opened back up in August. So we had the grief group that happens every Monday. But we've added from YSB a book club. And the book club, for the most part, is utilizing books to kind of start conversations about life and wellness. And the first book that started this month was Before I Let Go. We had a financial wellness seminar with PNC Bank. We continued our food delivery process with Food for Thought for approximately 37 folks every time we have it. So in a month, we serve about 148 people per month. We look for ways to grow that. Sage offerings are growing. Right now, we just have ceramics, but in the coming month, in October, we'll add 2 more classes. So we're excited about that. Ms. Dina continues to teach our computer classes. We have one on the 15th and the 29th, and we'll continue to have classes. That is the schedule that I passed out on top of the survey report. Also, GSVP or Galilee Veteran Support Program started. So they've already started. Their first meeting was on 8/14. That was a planning meeting. They hope to have a soft opening to discuss their services with the seniors next week on the 11th. In terms of building usage, we were on a slight uptick for July. So we had 736 check-ins. That breaks down to 565 check-ins for our services and 122 for care access. In the month of August, we had 619 total, which means that we had 565 for August and then 54 care access check-ins, which total for us 619 check-ins in general. At this point, I would like to just turn our attention very quickly to the survey that we put out. It started on 8/08/2025, ran for about 3.5 weeks. We got 86 total responses. The survey had 18 questions. Just for the purpose of saving some people, I did omit some things, but I will email you the entire survey with the text answers. That would have been a ton of pages. But on the first page, it just highlights some of the questions that we asked about our general services. The first one about being satisfied with the senior center and its programming. The way these numbers are added, we took the 2 positive responses, and you'll see all of them on the pages that follow. The 2 positive responses to come up with an average of positive responses for the question. So the first one about being satisfied with the senior center's programming, very satisfied, we had 63.29%, and agreed, we had 18.99%, so for a total positive average of 82.28%. The next question that we're highlighting for just the purpose of this report is the senior center clean and safe? And the total percentage of positive responses was 94.93%, so I'm really happy about that. The next question is agreement about the director being accessible. So the total response number, the strongly agree is 59.49%, the agree was 29.11%, for a total positive reaction to that question, or answer to that question, at 88.6%. I'll just do one more. Staff and volunteers, are they helpful and friendly? And again, we ended up at 94.94%. So when you look at the total survey, nothing is under 75%. So that means that we're in the right direction. We still have work to do, but we're in the right direction. There's some things that I know that I've got in the suggestion box that want to try to get the trip and travel numbers up a little bit, but it's still at 75% or over. The food program is also doing well. Some of the text responses that we had that I will send to you all directly gave us some good information on how to move forward. This represents about 7 months of programming, and we'll do it again at the 12-month mark and to see where we are. I've learned some things about the survey process, maybe how to question or rewrite the questions a little better, using some AI tactics that I've learned to improve where that goes. But most of these are specifically for senior centers. Like, some of them came from me directly, but a lot of them came from the senior center directory so we could ask the type of questions that other senior centers will ask to get the information that we're looking for. So that is my report. Now I'll be glad to take questions.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Any questions from the commission?
Just a comment. Thank you for this survey. This is well done. I would actually like to see one of these for our residents, like a generic residential survey with these questions, because this is very informational, and I think we did one a while back, and I think we should kind of do them often as possible. You know, just kind of get feedback from the residents on programming and things that they want us to do to, you know, to serve them better. So thank you for that.
Definitely agree.
Any other questions or comments?
I have a question. You mentioned the book club.
Yes.
How do you all receive the books? Are they books that we purchase for those that are participating in that club? Or
So
do you give them like, this is the book we'll be discussing this month?
a combination of both. We try to buy the first 6 books for the participants to kind of just encourage them to come. Anybody over the first 6 books, they have to purchase their own book.
Okay. And then in terms of your actual report, it looks like there are a couple of gaps with some of the events that you're having with data, not all of the data being in there in terms of participants. Can you just make sure moving forward you can be able to give us those numbers, the data
Yeah.
numbers for all of those events that you're having?
Yes, sir.
And I know you have something coming up
Right.
for this month.
Right, so we're really excited about being invited to the senior picnic. Last year, we weren't together enough to make it, but this year, we were able to work with the PG County Department of Social Services, and they gave us 30 slots. And we already had some seniors that had their tickets already, but we have about 40 people that are going to represent in District Senior Center, so we're really excited about that. The other thing about that, as we begin to participate more with PG County Department of Social Services and PG Recs and Planning, we'll avail ourselves to more opportunities. And that's definitely what I'm fighting for. It might be more transportation, or one events like this, or participate in larger events that we can kind of partner with the state to cut the costs.
The event is when?
September 19th,
Okay.
we're leaving at 9:30, and we're trying to nail down the bus now, to work with the city managers and nail down the bus, but we're trying to get there now.
So are you anticipating that the bus will be full? You haven't
Yes, it's
secured it
already
yet?
full, right.
It is full,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
And it'll be seating for 30?
Yeah, yeah, right, and we always have our van and Mr. Tillery if we have a few extra. But right now, we're pretty much covered.
Are you still, because I've spoken to only 3 residents that said that they weren't able to get in on the bus. So is that something that we could offer?
Yeah, definitely,
Okay.
yeah. I need
The
to-
smaller
if-
bus,
If you
the
let
van.
me know, we can definitely arrange for them to be on another bus.
Okay,
That's
all
fine.
right, great to hear. Thank you, sir.
Suggestion, Madam Vice Mayor.
Go ahead.
And so far as the book club, have you considered maybe reaching out to Prince George's County Public Library System to maybe see about possibly partnering with them instead of maybe purchasing the books? Maybe they may have a program where they could maybe give us some books free. I'm all for trying to save us a few dollars
That's
here
a
and
great
there.
suggestion.
They may give us books for all of them. You never know.
Yes, sir. Well, the next book isn't for another month and a half, so we definitely have time to explore it.
Okay. So I have two comments. We have a senior activity center through Parks and Planning at Hampton Park in Capitol Heights over where the Home Depot is. I think we should really introduce ourselves to them, get into contact with them, and see what programming they have so that we're not duplicating efforts and so that we can also extend what they have just right around the corner to residents who come in. They've been there for a couple of months. I think they're fairly new. They're just an activity center. So it'd be great if we can just get in contact with them, see what they have
That
going
would be
on.
good. That would be smart.
Yeah. And additionally, so my biggest concern is the logistics around our meal services. I've heard several comments on folks not being able to get meals when they have signed up. These have been resident complaints, and these have also been non-resident complaints. Now, I know we have a limited amount of meals, right? We do 37 every the days that we do them. But this is really crucial that we get this right. We have a lot of folks who are on fixed incomes, and if you don't have to take care of a meal once or twice a week, that makes a really big difference when you're on a fixed income. And since we are so limited in the amount that we have, I think it's really important that we have a structured, transparent process that we all are following 100% of the time when it comes to meals. It's disappointing when I hear residents and non-residents alike, because these are still folks who come out to our events, they come to our programming, they enjoy themselves here in the city, say that they were not able to get meals. And so I'd love if we can really prioritize getting a transparent and a firm process in place that we're not really changing. I think that this, should be fairly straightforward. It can be a sign-up link. I'm even more preferable of putting something online and having folks sign up. We have those televisions. We could post who's signed up that day so folks know that, hey, here's a list of 37 who have meals because they've signed up. But I think it's really important that we take any vagueness or ambiguity out of the sign-up process. We make it very, very clear to everybody and make it transparent so we can check. Because I know we've talked about this before. I'm hearing different things, and I'm not seeing anything substantial to say, okay, well, this is the process, this is how folks sign up, this is a deadline of when people need to sign up, and here is the list of people who signed up for this day. And so I'd really stress, I think we really need to prioritize getting this right, just because we're in a crazy time in terms of the economy. And our seniors who've worked their whole lives to retire, who now have to make sure that they're staying within a budget, they should be able to depend on a once a week or a twice a week meal. When food is taken or restricted, that doesn't leave a good feeling in people's hearts. We want to be able to provide meals. That's why we have this service. And so we really need to just work to get a more transparent and strict process in place.
So I would say two things there. You're exactly right. We've tried to change the process about 4 times at this point to make it more amenable to, one, the complaints that we got, but also to offer a structured process that people could read before they even get to the center. So we had that in place, but we've received recently some other suggestions from residents, and also residents of the city. And we're considering those to try to make it even more. It's always our goal to serve everyone that we can. And I never feel good about anybody being turned away. It's just that 37 is not a lot compared to the need that we have. So the second thing we've done is, again, working with PG County, is to try and be a part of the Concord Meal Program, which was a part of the senior charter even before I got here. So we took a lot of steps. It was a difficult process. We're at the end of that process. So the meals will really be at an 86% savings if we agree, or if the commission agrees to adopt that program. So that way we can increase capacity. Because at every turn when we change the process, we have the issue of capacity. So that is the common denominator in the complaints. We don't have enough, and I want to have more. This will allow us to have 3 or 4 times the amount of meals if it is confirmed or approved. So we're working in that direction, but I also agree that we'll try to clear it up, even with some of the suggestions we got from the public or our participants, to be as clear as we can.
Absolutely, and I know that we've talked about the capacity before. We know that 37 isn't enough, but that's, for the time being, what works with our budget, and we'll do what we can, right? And that's what we're doing now. We're doing what we can until we can do more. I'd be interested in in looking at once you've gone through what those suggestions are, if you can bring back what that process would be, and so we can just discuss it and all agree on what that process should look like moving forward.
And I'd like to, if I may, I'd just like to follow up on that. I think we talked about this. I know Commissioner Jennifer and I, we talked about this as well, from some of the things that we've been hearing, even about staff having some of those things, and that's a definite no-no. Just because the time reaches a certain time, it's still, those meals should sit there, they should be refrigerated, and till another senior. I agree with Vice Mayor, our seniors have worked. We did this specifically for them. There are a lot of municipalities, there are a lot of places, their seniors are an afterthought, and we don't want that to be. We definitely don't want them to feel that our staff is taking something from them. That's not right. And so I don't think this is complicated. Mr. Swain, if you can sit down, you and Ms. Farmer can sit down and come up with some type of simple process versus our residents. And if we hit a certain time, anything afterwards, then those leftovers should go to, go to people outside. And maybe after that, if there are kids in the gym or whatever, but they definitely should not be going to our staff.
And to my knowledge, they aren't. But
Maybe not to your knowledge, but residents have come to me and said that. And I'm not going to argue with our residents. It's been different residents, and they call me or they come knock on my door, and they feel strongly about this. And these are residents I've known since, these are my mothers and fathers in this community, and I've known them since I've been here. And so I'm not going to dispute what they say. So we got to get a way to not make them liars,
Gotcha.
right? So that's the process. There's first our residents, then it's people outside, and if there's anything left over, we can take them down to the gym and give them to, the kids or whatever. But it's definitely, our staff won't be having those. And if it's 37 meals, we want them checked in so that there's nothing set aside for anybody. It'll be 37 in and 37 out.
Mr. Commissioner, yes, so that's definitely something that we plan to work to adhere to. Also, I just wanted to say that we're actively in the process of identifying some philanthropic assistance to expand the number of meals that we actually serve. I have 2 potential donors that would like to actually support the meals program.
That's great.
So hopefully we can get that sort of tied up here. So that is amongst some of the things that we're looking at now. One of the things that we want to undergird some of our programming here in the city, especially with the seniors, is with more philanthropic support from the community here in the city, but also in the broader Prince George's County area. We have a lot of people and a lot of foundations that will support us in this, and we've identified a few individual donors who want to do that.
Thank you. But thank you so much for all the other, and I'm looking forward to that other program. If we can expand, that'd be great, especially if it's no cost to our residents.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. YSB, Ms. Emerson.
Good evening, Vice Mayor Gomez. Good evening, Commissioners Harcourt, Jennifer Tillman, our City Manager Swain, and City Clerk Warren. Our residents and my colleagues, please accept my report as submitted. For the month, as you can see, we worked for the month of July and August. Most of the time was spent focusing on our efforts to, one, try to get our funding back from the county and also from the state. As we know, fiscal year '22, that the YSB at District Heights lost their funding, the $59,705. Well, as of July 1 of this fiscal year, not only have we lost our funding, there is no state funding for any of the youth service bureaus in the state of Maryland. Well, Prince George's County to be exact. So College Park lost their funding, and Greenbelt Cares as well has lost their funding. And so what we have done with the former city manager is, instead of it just being the youth service bureaus leading this charge, we had all of the city managers come together for a meeting to strategize as to how best to approach the county and the state to reinstate our funding, or actually have a conversation about if there are other funding opportunities. And as far as we know, there is some funding in the county that is going to be option for us as we move forward. So we're just following up on more information from that. In the helm of that is the director for the city manager for Greenbelt Cares. And so that's, we're focusing on that and keeping that abreast. As you can see, we've done a lot of meetings on behalf of the Maryland Association of Youth Services Bureaus. We supported other departments by hosting information tables at the various events within this city. Talking about the congregate meal plan, it is a complicated process. And so I have lent my admin, Melissa, because she had gone through the process to get the certification of the food service manager for the YSB, for the senior building, and providing support and providing technical assistance to ease that process for the senior center. We have closed out fiscal year '25 with the general funds contract in the amount of $105,000. The audit has been sent, and so has the final reporting, and all of the invoices has been submitted. This year, there has been a decrease. Of course, like you said before, there is a tightness in the county's budget, and so we have received a contract in the amount of $93,840 for the Youth Service Bureau to provide services to families in Prince George's County. I'm not going to stay before you long. So the biggest things that we have focused on, we've done in August, our My Feelings Matters workshop for students ages 9 through 12 from in the county. Most of them were residents. Most of them attend District Heights Elementary, which was really, really cool. But they spent a week with us from the hours of 10 to 3. And we provided yoga. Tannery actually is a yoga instructor in addition to her being a clinician. So she provided an hour yoga. If you are familiar with capoeira, Taylor is a capoeira instructor. So she provided capoeira 2 days a week to these students, in addition to us providing mental behavioral health services and actually cooking with them throughout the week. So they were learning how to make their own Rice Krispie treats, their own granola bars, their 3-ingredient yogurt pretzels, burrito bowls, all the things that they can make at home, because we know that most of these individuals that we do serve are from low to very low income, and so it's very helpful to help them come up with their own ways to make treats and snacks in the home, whether they are using a stove or they're just milling around with a microwave and being able to make things happen. You probably also saw them out in the community. You see a trail of kids walking around. We took them weekly over during that week also, to the Woodland Springs Garden. And so they were able to do a little bit of gardening. There was a lot to harvest, so we didn't get to get a lot of it, in the sense of it is resident-led at this point. I'm going to just jump to the Woodland Springs Garden. They have been growing all summer. Tillman, you are very much aware of how much they grow. Being that it is resident-led, we do have 2 dedicated Woodland Springs residents that go out there daily to garden, to the point to where they are growing squash, zucchini, different types of peppers. They had lettuce, and they literally just are able to pick it up off the ground if they need it, and then they just make their salads. So we basically gear it to what it is that they need, and we support them in that way. So we have an overabundance of herbs that are growing there as well. So it is a pick as you come. And I think that is the best part about the garden, is that you don't have to be selective. If you need it, you can take it. And so we will put together a calendar schedule for the fall, when they will start planting those different vegetables and produce that can be harvested in the fall as well. So that should be coming up in the next 2 weeks or so. For the Youth Development Foundation, we were awarded, again, the $2,500 grant from the Target Community Engagement to help purchase supplies for the backpack giveaway for District Heights Elementary in North Forestville during National Night Out. I thank the police department for allowing us to do this. We did coordinate with the resource coordinators for both of the schools, and so they had the students register. In addition to that, we gave away 122 stuffed backpacks for that event. Additionally, 100 backpacks that were stuffed were donated to District Heights Elementary School. We did receive a request from Ideal Child Care Center for 15 backpacks, so we were able to provide those, and also donated 100 backpacks to families at Kettering Baptist Church. And so we were very happy to do that. It was a great task for our staff to be able to pack all of those backpacks and then also make sure that they were given out to those families that were in need. With that, I did receive a recent inquiry from a community organization, Adams House, in regards to our parent support group. We do run our parent support group twice a month. It is now once a month. They inquired about our requirements if they are to satisfy the courts in regards to the parents that are recently released from incarceration. And so what I am going to do is follow up with the Prince George's County court system to make sure that our program does satisfy their requirements so that those families can receive those services at the cost that, because what I realized that they have a county program that they use, it's $70 for them to register. And that is a lot of money for families that are coming out and returning back to civilization.
True.
And so having that we already run this support group for our families and our parents is being able to provide that service to them as well. So I will follow up with you all in regards to that. So we just have that inquiry, and that came in the last week or so. So that is my report. Wait, I got one more thing. Y'all thought I forgot, I'm not finished. The My Soul Knows 5K Run Walk will take place on Saturday, September 20th at 9 a.m. If you have not registered, please turn to your neighbor and say, please register. We are also offering community service hours for students in grades 8 through 12. So if you would like to come out and support this great event and get community service learning hours, we will sign off on your sheets. Please join us. Feel free to call the Bureau. The number is 301-336-7600. Please contact the Bureau if you want to need help or like to need help in terms of registering. You can just type in Google My Soul Knows, that's SOLE.com, and you can be registered for that event. So that is my report. You can submit it. Any questions?
Any questions from the commission?
I just have a comment. We do take donations for that.
We
program as
absolutely
well,
do.
right?
Yes, sir.
No, I just want to thank you for a great report, great monthly report. And also I wanted to thank you for allowing us to use the building. I know sometimes it's different to share, but we got to start maximizing our space, and
Yes.
change is hard, but it's necessary.
Well, as you say, it's not hard. I think the challenge is making sure that we are, as you say, because I know that you, if you mind me sharing, that you're comfortable with talking about counseling services and how important it is that we maintain the privacy of our clients, because that is our reputation, and that any individual is also dealing with the stigma of attending mental health services or receiving mental health services. And so the challenge for us becomes, how do we best serve them without violating their privacy?
We understand
And
that,
so-
and that's why, and
Yes,
it's,
sir.
it's
So I
great
appreciate
that
that.
we can't be, it's a nice sized building, and
Yes, sir.
we have nice, I think Ms. Farmer made a nice schedule, and
Yes, sir.
we'll work with you, but we do want to make sure that we use all of our spaces as a centerpiece, especially with our economic development. We want to make sure that we highlight all of our resources to potential allies and potential partners, so that it'll be important as we talk about annexation, that people know all of our, the many facets of District Heights, not just one. This building is way past its use.
Way.
And so we need to start highlighting some of our newer facilities, and that is a centerpiece, and I think it's it's been very much underutilized, and so we got to start utilizing some of our modern spaces. And I do know that change is hard, but it's necessary right now. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions?
I have a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Echo Commissioner Harcourt's comment regarding great report.
Thank you.
I just wanted to highlight two of the things that you all have been doing that is just so incredible, and the residents are so grateful. One, the Woodland Springs Garden. Every month, when I do the food giveaway, they're just so, they are so giddy with what's going on and how it's growing, and it gives people such a great feeling to, see something from a seed and to grow and harvest it. It just makes you so full. And so they really appreciate it. What year are we on that? Is that 4 or 5?
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because they really started during the pandemic, and the interesting thing is that if you realize that it gets sunlight from sunrise to sunset.
Yeah, it's full sun.
And that's what makes it grow. We've seen zucchinis come out this big, so it's a beautiful thing to see.
The other thing I wanted to thank you, I'm so grateful, was the donation that you all were able to make to Ideal. That was a big deal for them, and I won't say they reached out in a panic, but they needed some help, and you all turned that around in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
For them. So thank you to you and your team from Ideal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, so for me, Prince George's County Municipal Association will be having our board retreat here on Saturday. And I am going to be discussing with other municipalities the loss of funding, not just with Greenbelt and College Park, but everyone, because as you know, our YSBs service everyone.
Yes.
And we're the southernmost YSB in the county, and so this is really a critical resource. And so I'm definitely going to be beating the drum for our YSBs in our chapter. And hopefully this will be something that we can take up as a legislative position, and asking our delegates and our state senators to work on behalf of all of us, because we can all do our part. You're meeting with the YSB directors. I'm going to do my part and bring in the rest of the municipalities in this conversation, because it's going to be the squeaky wheel, especially this upcoming session. The squeaky wheel is going to get the funding because we're in such a tight budget year and years. So just a note that I'll share more as we continue to have those conversations as a chapter. Hopefully, maybe this is even something that MML would be interested in taking up for us as well. But just to share that I do, this is on my radar, because,
Thank you.
60,000 for that amount to be lost, that's such a small amount, and it really tells us where the state's priority is at this time. I know that people like to talk, what they say in words, but I'm looking at that budget, because that budget actually speaks to what the priorities are.
Yes.
So just a note there.
Thank
And
you.
it would also be helpful, maybe our residents could get involved and write a letter or send an email. I don't think we have enough constituent engagement with these types of things. I don't think they understand the importance of these things. You all help not just our kids, but you talk to some domestic violence
Yes.
people who are going through that, adults, and I know you kind of have an open door policy where people can just kind of knock on the door. You are in our
Yes.
schools. We're doing some very creative and out of the box kind of things.
Yes.
And it's being noticed.
Thank you.
It's being noticed all throughout the county, some of the things that we're doing. Because we are giving you kind of space to do these things. Because it really does take a village, and it does take creative thinkers. I'm proud to be on this commission who is not so staid and steeped in these boxes and limited thinking, that we can try things and fail fast and pick up and try something else. And we can move fast. And I'm glad that you've taken that mantra by the bullhorn and said, well, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it and we've been winning. But I would really like to see our residents get more involved because we need our residents to help us. We can only do so much. But it would help to see a few of our residents send a letter to our, to our county council people to let them know that this is meaningful to our community and to restore that funding. It's $60,000. It may be a little bit of money in the budget when they have what is it, Darren, $1 billion budget or so?
For the county?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's more than.
Right,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but it's substantial
Yes.
to our program.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, the challenge is that the county funds have increased, but the funding from the state was still 59,705, and that's what we lost. The county was 30,000, then it became 50, then it became 80, and then
They
we got to
raised it up.
105 last year, and due to the economy now, it's at the 93,840. And so it has been our argument because we're written into Maryland Code of Regulations that YSBs exist. And it seems like now, the Enough grant is kind of overshadowing every other entity that is existing and providing those services. And for us, we just received another RFP about the Enough grant. And it's due by October, and it's for the same $65,000 amount. So it's kind of given us some concerns in regards to this RFP has already been put out more than once, and they still keep putting it out there. And it's like, okay, what are we actually looking for? And so it'd be great for residents, because the YSBs are pretty much boots on the ground. And like I said, the creativity that having the conversations with your initiatives and what we would like to see and us being able to pivot, that's the uniqueness that we have. And that's the part that I love about working here. I love about being a YSB is that we see a need. Like I said, we got the call from the Adams House saying, hey, can you meet these requirements? Let us call and see if we can do that. Versus, well, our funding is attached to this and we can only do this, and so we can't move and we can't help. But there is a need that we're able to meet to the best of our ability.
Is this a matter of us not telling our story well enough? Is it something, is this something that we maybe need to, because I look at our social media, I look at when we look at our TV, I don't think people really know what you do. I don't think they understand how crucial element or how crucial you are in our community. And I think that's a disservice right there. So I think maybe we should work with maybe Tanisha or Kelly. We need to sit down and maybe do a feature with you and Tannery and kind of, I'm serious.
Yes.
I'm serious. We need to tell your story. It needs
Absolutely.
people, I think if the residents saw, I think all of us know, but I really don't think the residents really quite know what you do.
Our kids know. And that's the fun part, is that our kids know, especially at the schools, if they see us, they know
they
Miss
know.
Tannery, absolutely.
We need these grown-ups to know.
Yeah, it's the
Who can
grown-ups.
write.
That's what we need. And I think that's the challenge, is that sometimes we get overwhelmed, and sometimes it's scary for people to tell their stories. Because they feel like the only way that I can get you to understand what this does and how this helps me is that I have to tell my story. And sometimes that's a hard thing for people to do. I think that it's coming together as a collective, because we do it when we go our annual lobby day. We bring former clients and we have community members and they come up, but by February, they've already talked and everybody's made decisions and the budget is already done. And so we're trying to get ahead of it this year and do like October and talking. So it's bringing the people to the table. Senator Nick Charles has told us prior years, he said, and Tillman was there, he said, you guys need to be here in October.
Yeah.
And so that's what we are gearing up to do and talk to, so. Yes, sir.
Really quick though, if I can. So we have to give props to Delegate Kim Taylor.
Yes.
Because she championed the bill last session to help, get that reporting on YSBs, to get that funding available. So now that we have that reporting, we can definitely have a conversation with her to follow up and say, this is what's needed. So, the biggest thing about, and I talked about this before when we talked about this last year, is that in September and October are the days where you have to go, really talk to the delegates about what you're thing is before the session starts. You know, the
Absolutely.
session starts in January. You can't go this month in January and say you need money. You gotta go in September, October, which is why, you know, our lobbyists need to be really working with you right now to set those
That's
meetings
right.
up in September and October with Kim Taylor, delegate, you know, so that way she can say, this is the bill that we need to put back in for this year as a, you know, as a pre-file to get that funding ASAP. You know, so, you know, that's how it works. You gotta really meet with people now, and like I said, that conversation has already started. So
Yes.
now it's just time to follow up with that conversation. And also, you know, Aisha Brayboy, she's a champion for domestic violence right now.
Yes.
So that's her passion. So of course you can reach out to her and really the county council and set up those meetings and say, hey, this is what's happening right now. We need your support. What can you do? Because that letter can start with her.
Yes.
And, you know, and I think that's the conversation that we have to do as far as the city is. We can send a letter too, but everybody has to do their part to really move that in motion. And right now is the time. We can't, September is right now.
Yes.
So we have to be sending those letters right now and really reaching out to those delegates right now.
So we have two things in the pot. This is to say, you mentioned Aisha Brayboy. We have been in talks with, of course, Peggy Higgins, who she does supervision for us for our LMSWs. Well, Peggy is really connected in the county, and she is
Yes,
a
she
blessing
is.
to the Youth Service Bureau. She is the former director of College Park's Family Youth Service Bureau. That's where she retired,
Yeah.
but she also was on the school board for Prince George's County for a lot of years, and she's
Yep.
worked in CPS for a very much amount of years. So she is very tenured. She has already worked with us, and because she's worked on Brave Boys campaign, and so she has an ear, and so she's at getting us together as youth service bureaus of what we can do, and I will definitely keep you abreast of that. She sent us a message today saying, okay, can we sit and let's just start to talk about how to strategize? Because our issue with our funding comes through the local management board, and it's talking to see if Aisha Brayboy can talk to the local management board to see, you know, how we fund youth service bureaus, because the money funnels from the state, and then the local management boards to let us know who they would like to serve, or who they would like to give the money to. So we are trying to attack it from all sides. And so I appreciate all of the support, and of course, you have any questions, or if you need us to give you some email addresses to her, excuse me, not harass, but send your emails to, we gladly appreciate that, and I'll work with Kenneth to make sure that we can get a mailing list together for that.
Okay, great. And so maybe we can also loop L.A. Perez in on this as a legislative priority for this next year.
Well, Madam Chair, I was going to just share with everyone, it's just interesting that we're having this conversation. Just this morning, myself and the mayor, we were in company with the governor, the county executive, and Delegate Taylor was at the event this morning, and where the mayor, she invited actually all of those folk to the city again, and she talked about, you know, of course, with the city priorities. So I just wanted to bring to your attention that you're absolutely right. One of the things that we're attempting to do is to make sure we position the city in a very intentional way to make sure that we're in the front of where the legislative budgets and the legislative priorities are being developed for the legislative committees as we speak. Senator Charles spoke to us, and he's going to be visiting the city once again, not only to talk about what we're doing in our reimagining of Marlboro Pike, but he wants to make sure that we get our bonding issues together. And addition to, this was one of those issues that he wanted to put on the table too, was those additional funding areas that we wanted to actually test. So in the very near future, meaning in the next several days here, certainly weeks, we're going to be bringing you together as a collective to make sure that these things are the things that we put in front of L.A. Perez, who was also there this morning with us, with those entities. And they are excited about visiting District Heights. We have some great things in the very near future that will be happening here with some of our priorities.
That's good. That's good. The mayor is always very strategic thinking about that, so that's good to hear. So I think we are in the right place. I think one of the things that I really would like us to do is start telling that story. I think we need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would be good for all of our departments.
Our communications, that's one of the reviews that we are really heavily doing now. In addition to the finance, the communications piece is so important. You'll see some changes soon.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Emerson.
Thank you, appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening.
Okay, Human Resources, Ms. Gaines.
I forgot.
Welcome. Welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the commissioners, the vice mayor, our acting city manager, our city clerk, and the mayor in her absence, and all of the residents of District Heights and my coworkers. I'm Kristen Gaines. I am the new Director of HR here at the great city of District Heights. And please accept this monthly report dated September 4th, 2025. I will be very brief. So our monthly HR overview, currently we have 4 vacancies. 1 is for a public safety administrative assistant, 2 code enforcement officers, and 1 for a DPW crew team member. Our upcoming dates and deadlines, we have the new hire announcement, which is me, the Director of HR. Our fiscal year-end performance reviews are in progress, as well as the handbook review and policies audit is also in progress. And last thing that is in progress are the job descriptions and recommendations. And finally, our HR initiatives. Our continuous process automation anticipated to be completed 10/1/2025, which will include streamlining our onboarding process and our benefits. Our retirement plan consultation is still ongoing because we would like to discuss other options, evaluate other options. And then, of course, our open enrollment for benefits review is ongoing, and within the next year, within this year, we would like to start reviewing other options for our benefits. That is all that I have so far. I've had a chance to meet all of our staff members and you all, so if you have any questions.
Any questions from the commission?
Just one comment. So I think you mean 5 vacancies, right? The city manager.
Oh, yes, we will be reviewing 5. Yes.
All right, that's all I was going to say.
No, and I know we talked about the treasurer position too. Is that?
So this was submitted prior to
To
our
that.
conversation,
Okay, so
yes,
that's-
and prior to
Oh, okay.
the
Oh, got
changes,
you.
so
Okay.
I didn't want to submit to Kenneth because, of course, I wanted you all to make that announcement first about the city manager. But
Oh,
yes,
gotcha.
I didn't want to overstep my boundaries.
Understood.
And I spoke with
gotcha.
Kenneth about that this morning. I said, well, I'll let them
Okay,
do
cool.
it. So,
Okay, got
But
you.
those are going to be added.
they will be added, so yes.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Would I be?
Thank you so much and welcome to the team.
Thank you all for the warm welcome.
Definitely been making a great impact.
Oh,
so
thank you all. It's been nice working with everyone so far. So I do thank you for all your input and your understanding and your patience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we are moving along, so we have our DPW report.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, and residents. Please accept Public Works report as submitted. The months, this is covering July and August. These months marked a strong return for Public Works team. We've steadily been working through a backlog, making visible progress across multiple departments, from routine maintenance to unexpected cleanups, and the team remained active and productive throughout. While limb collection was suspended due to the truck overheating and being placed in the shop, yard waste continued. They continued to pick it up with alternative methods. The team stayed focused on high-priority projects and deferred maintenance during that time. Public Works remained highly productive across key services, including tree and vegetation maintenance, removing fallen trees, trimming overgrown limbs, bushes, clearing alleys, addressing safety concerns such as large beehives, which was another one was today. Street and road maintenance included pothole repairs, concrete restoration, and sign placements and street sweeping in multiple areas of the city. Support services were equally robust, with facility repairs, installations completed throughout city buildings. Tasks included electrical upgrades, furniture assembly, signage installation, routine upkeeps. Additional efforts included vehicle inspections, equipment maintenance, logistical support for city events, reflecting the department's continued dedication to citywide improvements. These things are broken down into sections, but I won't read those sections. My apologies for not having it double-sided as well.
It is.
It is. So on page 3, these are just pictures just to show some of the work that's been done in the city.
This is great.
I didn't want to post, every picture, but they,
Yours is good.
there's some concrete work on, what page is that? Oh, before that, the Little Library was put in at District Heights Elementary School. On page 8. On page 8, Violene, that concrete was raised, there was concern of a tripping hazard. The team did a really good job with that repair. Also, the upper parking lot, if you notice, that has been repaired as well, the concrete on the sidewalk. But yeah, these are just some pictures just showing some of the work. Do you have any questions on something specific?
Any questions from the commission?
I have a question. With regards to the trees that you all are cutting down, and the recent one I understand over there on the field, what are we doing with the wood that's cut up?
I understand that they had put they had put it in that shred that boxwood cut, but some of the bigger logs, they pushed it back.
So they shred the entire tree, is it
No, the bigger,
limbs?
yeah, just the limbs.
Okay, so what do you do with the trunk, the larger pieces? And the reason why I'm asking is that there are still people that have wood-burning fireplaces.
Okay.
And so, I'm not saying every tree that we have, but to the extent that we can cut some of the tree and put out that, especially as we move into the colder months,
Okay.
where a lot of us are trying to save our energy, what we're putting out. Pepco has gone up, thankfully I have solar panels, but it would be good for folks that are still burning wood in their
Okay.
fireplaces, that we could offer either free or a very small fee for them to have,
Okay.
come and get wood.
Yeah,
Something you could think about.
I could write that down.
Actually, Madam Commissioner, so the state, and if I'm not mistaken, the county too has projects where, or policies where, once they cut those trees down, that you can go onto the side and actually, cut them up and take the wood, right, for free. It's
Okay.
no fee for that, but I don't know if we want to charge a little bit, but it's usually a free process by which
come
people
get
can go, just come and get it.
Right, so we just need to make sure that folks are aware.
Yes.
That they can do that.
Yeah, and so we'll sort of research that process, Tony, we'll work together on that and see what we have to do in terms of our liability with it and things like that. But I think that'll help us in terms of some of the opportunities to have it cleaned up.
Yes,
Good idea.
Sure.
thank you.
Great idea, Commissioner Jennifer.
Any other questions or comments?
I do. With the yard waste, is that a specific day, or how are we doing it?
Mondays.
Is every Monday?
Every Monday.
They roll through?
Mhm.
Okay, Monday.
You changed it right back to the normal day.
Perfect. Okay.
Vice Mayor, I have one comment. I think it would probably be good, I know that residents, I got a couple of calls today about the trash pickup, and I think that a lot of residents have forgotten. We need to be reminding them for probably another few months about when there's a holiday.
Right.
That the schedule shifts one day. If
Okay.
we can, I don't know if we can put that on, at the top of our website, or be able to send something out on, what's it called again? Something,
MailChimp.
Chimp, yeah,
MailChimp.
something like that, to remind our residents.
Okay. Any other questions?
Who removed the beehive on Gateway? Did we hire someone to come out and do that, or did
No,
we
that
do
was Public Works.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Wow,
What do they do
brave.
with it?
They have protective gear.
Yeah, what happened to it?
I don't know what they exactly did with it. How I can get your answer though.
Okay, yeah, I would like to know, because I'm saying for myself, because I have 3 beehives in the backyard this year. I don't know what's going on with the bee population in District Heights this year, but
It's all our gardens.
they're popping, okay? So I'm curious, but I'd be curious to know how we did the removal and what we did with that,
That looked like a wasp.
because,
Okay.
Yeah.
we don't want to kill the bees. We want to be able to
Move them.
safely remove them, or maybe have a contractor who knows how to safely remove
Rehouse
them.
them.
Yeah.
You don't want to kill the bees?
No,
Okay.
absolutely
We want
not.
to
All right,
Yeah.
They need
Those
to be
bees in the
rehoused.
gardens.
okay,
They serve a very critical purpose in our ecosystem.
okay.
They do.
Okay?
Madam Vice Mayor, we have the Deputy Treasurer's report. It looks like we skipped over it on the.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, well, I don't think we have any other questions.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Cecilia. Come on down.
It wasn't on the, it wasn't on the sheet. It was on the sheet, but it wasn't like in
It's in
rotation.
separate.
Yeah. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, she gave it to us already. I forgot, yeah.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, residents, guests, colleagues. You're being provided a copy of the Treasurer's Report for the month of August. Please accept it as submitted. Happy to report that the FY24 audit was completed and filed with the State of Maryland on August the 1st. The FY25 audit is due October 31st. As the engagement letter has yet to be finalized, this is a bit ambitious, but we will put forth best efforts to meet the deadline. FY25 ended with the revenue being over budgeted by $77,000, and overall expenses were below budget by $755,000. I remind you that a budget is a guideline, it is not absolute, so, when the numbers don't jive, but at the end of the year, when we've spent less money, I think that's a good place to be. FY26 began in July with an adopted budget amount of $6.3 million. Revenue did not meet its mark for July, but it is the beginning of the year and payments from the taxes collected don't start rolling in large numbers until October. And being a new homeowner, I know that's because you're going to collect my taxes in September and you're going to submit it in October. The expenses for the month are a little less than budgeted overall. OpenGov is being used solely as our reporting software. It was my intent to share with you several reports to view for future reporting. However, the system is not populating the data, and I have reached out to OpenGov for further assistance. I met with Vice Mayor Gomez, and she suggested a demonstration from OpenGov as a refresher of the modules they provide. I was not able to make that happen for this meeting, but hopefully we'll have it scheduled in the future. Also included in this report is a list of the grants that were available to the city. As we've mentioned before, we do not anticipate a lot of funding with the current administration. As Ms. Emerson shared that she has already shared the grants that the YSB was awarded early in the year. I had a conversation with Dr. Alston today, and we will continue to update the list with eligible grants for the city. That's my report.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission?
Yes, just one question. So the grants available, are these the grants that we received? Because I was told that we didn't get the Safe Streets.
No, so as Dr. Alston explained it to me, these are a list of grants that were provided to the city that we would have been eligible for. They were not all applied for various reasons, either ineligibility or oftentimes we find out about grants 2 days before it's due and we don't have enough time to prepare to actually make the application. The one that she did mention that and I know that we have received was the Little Libraries grant. And that was not actually dollars. It was awarded and we were given the books and the houses to house the books in, is what that grant provided. So to answer your question, these are just ones that we, again, could make application for. They were not none of these were actually applied to, as she explained it to me.
So here's my thing. On the Small Cities Council, we've reached out maybe like 6 months ago about the Safe Streets and Roads grant, and I was sitting on that committee to make sure that we applied in time. Mm-hmm. So I really want to make sure that we're meeting with her, at least like on a regular basis, to kind of understand when she's applying to things and when is the timeline, so we can be kind of updated on that. Because I was assured that we applied for that grant in time.
I am not sure whether that is the case, and I will follow up with her, and that's the Safe Streets. to find out if in fact we applied on time and find out why. Oftentimes it is, like I said, she explained to me that she would not get the information that she needed to make the application on time. So again, I don't know, that is her process. But we had been meeting every 2 weeks on a Monday, and kind of, I think for the summer recess have not, but I spoke with her again today, as I said, and we will be getting back together. I don't know if this Monday we didn't talk about scheduling, but we will start scheduling the ongoing grant meeting that we have.
Okay, so just like, I guess, moving forward, is there any way we can kind of put like, applied for, didn't receive? Because it's really vague here. It
Well,
just doesn't, it's just
okay,
saying, like, a
yes.
list of grants doesn't mean nothing if we didn't apply to
Right.
them.
So applied for,
So may I just interrupt here, because I believe Ms. Farmer meets with Dr. Alston regularly. And I think what we really need here is a grant forecast, which gives us, like, we should be looking a quarter out at all the available opportunities for our focus areas that we've all said. It should include the funding amount, if we've applied, when it's due, the agency that it's with, et cetera.
well, she did say that some of these, there were, because I asked her about providing us with amounts, and she said because they weren't actually applied for, she could give you what the maximum limit amount is for the grants, but until we actually pull together what our programming or whatever is, that determines what our ask is, what our award would be based upon our ask. So again, say the first one for FEMA may have a $250 million award, of which we would be awarded, say, $1 million. But so that's why she didn't list any amounts, because they were not actually applied for.
Madam Vice Chair, if I may, let me just, I want to add to this conversation, because one of the things that in our review process just this week that we've sort of uncovered is that there is a real need within the city to better focus on our grants process, both in terms of how we are applying for grants, the grants that we have across different departments in the city, the ones that we have been awarded, the ones that we've done things with, and they're currently, we're trying to, we're gonna put together a framework that we can come back to the commission and everybody and let you know how we're gonna implement just what you just said, a process by which there is more detail, Commissioner Tillman, on how these grants are being awarded, how they're being managed, and what impact they're having on the city. Right now, we have various grants throughout the city, but, and they're in various departments, but there's no centralized rhyme or reason on how they are really impacting and what our process is by which we are applying for them. Some of our areas are a lot more successful in their grants. I must take my hat off to the our police department, but certainly I want to make sure that all of our areas are as successful and that we can report out in a very intentional way, in a very direct way, Commissioner Tillman, on what we're doing with the grants. But we, just in this review we did today, I mean, not today, this week, we found that there's a real need for us to do that, and we plan to do some of those things in the very near future.
Vice Mayor, if I may. So here's my thing. We've been talking about this grants things for a long time now. So I'm kind of with Commissioner Gomez, and I think we should really start with that forecast like ASAP, because we done had this conversation last year about this same thing with the grants. So I really think we should be moving forward, proactively on this and really having some kind of thing to look at, because, for us to be looking at a grant available and we don't even know which one we applied to, it's the same thing that happened last time. And, right now we need to really be, I love the idea about the forecast because it gives us real things to look at. So I think the forecast is something that I would love to start with. I mean, I love your idea, but that's the future. I'm talking about something that we can really say that we're going to have, like, with a timeline, and that forecast seems to be something that we can actually talk about and see in some real-time future.
It's kind of the same thing.
Oh.
So what we do, we need a grants management system. And so we need, I think what we could have Ms. Farmer do is she could manage that grant system, and we could do that in-house. So what we do is, we first need to see what all of our grants, because some of the grants, like the chief, he applies for some grants, we apply for every year. And there are certain grants that all of our departments, like NYSB, they apply for, they can apply for them every year. So we know we apply for these, so we know the timelines, we know exactly what we need to do. We press now. And so we need to follow that grant from cradle to grave. And then there are certain requirements throughout the grants management process. Like now you have to do this. You have to spend the money according to these rules. And so you need somebody to manage that process. But then there are times, opportunities when grants come up where, you know, chief may say, hey, this grant opportunity came up, I'm just take it. And so those are opportunities where we may have, you know, may want to send it to Dr. Austin, or the chief may have a person where he knows that person can definitely get that grant because it's no back and forth. We definitely need to, because we are under the timeline for those things.
Okay.
But if we have our own grants management expert in place who can manage those things, we can have one person, she can vet those grants, get them to our person, they apply for them, and then she can manage the life cycle, and then she can report out to all of us what that is.
Okay, yeah, because I remember doing MML, OpenGov said that they have a grant management process as far
It's
as one of
something
the
in there. There's a
opportunities.
component in there.
They have a component, so maybe we should really, I guess, look at that.
Again, if in fact I can get OpenGov to come and do a demonstration or presentation, we have a system, they call it a suite, but again, they're add-ons. So our suite may not include, they may have a grant management system, but our suite, the one that we've already purchased and paid for, may not. So I'm just saying to let you know that OpenGov may very well have it, but we may not have purchased that. And I was
Okay,
trying to
gotcha.
find that out.
They told me they have it. They definitely told
Well,
me
they
they have
have,
it.
again, yeah, I know they do.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
So, I just want to point out, we definitely need to centralize our grants management, but that's really from award until the end of the award. And what I'm more focused on is, what are we looking at to apply? Because there always are going to be the pop-ups, but we need to even have a structure on when we're going to make a go, no-go decision. Like, we had our public safety meeting, we talked about a grant, but then when Shanae and I looked at it closer, the timeline was so short.
Yep.
And we didn't have key staff in the office for us to actually apply, so we made the no-go decision, right? But we should have a set
Criteria.
grants are forecasted months in advance before they're due. Even if you don't have the details of when they're gonna set something out, the government will say, hey, we're thinking about putting this out in 6 months. And in 3 months' time, they may update that with some more details. And that forecast, which is really not, that's the pre-award stage of like, really, what are we even interested in bidding or you know, submitting an application for? Right, and then we can also have the discussion of, when are we going to, like, what's our criteria for allowing ad hocs? So when the chief sees something, or any of us go to a conference and we see something that we want to apply to, we should have a process by which we're going to make a no-go decision. So I just want to say those are a bit separate, and I do think that Dr. Olston should be able to put together some level of a forecast based on our priorities, what she knows our priorities are, what things that she's already applied to, and it can be a quarterly forecast that we're looking at, so at least we know what's down the pike, and then we can also just be making decision, yes, we want to go after this, yes, we want to go after these, we don't want to go after these. So just to clarify, I would like to see a forecast.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a source of, I mean, I know obviously that everybody, federals, you know, everybody puts out, like you said, everybody's sending emails out letting you know what's coming down the pike. But do we have a source? Because, again, I get stuff all the time, just randomly. And I send it out to, you know, I share it with the city manager and Dr. Austin. It's like, hey, is this something that we would be interested in? Because it comes to me, and I don't know that anybody else has received it. So I guess my question is, do we know, like, why are they sending it to me as opposed to sending it to you? Just because it's arbitrary. So do we know that there's some way to say, hey, we have, for instance, I have an accounts payable at districtheights.org. Do we have a grants at whatever, so that's the email that we share that.
Central.
So you said it's centralized,
And that's the
that
thing.
everything goes to
I
one
find-
place and.
Yeah, I find these things random, like, I'll find something and I'll just send it to chief. It may be something I saw on a federal level. That's why sometimes it's hard to forecast it. I'll only send it to chief if I look at the timeline and say, okay, this is enough time for us to apply for it. Some things I see and I make that decision and I won't even send it to him, because I know we won't have time. You know.
But
For
there's
instance,
there is a website, like, there's a website, grants.gov.
Yeah.
There's SAM, where every federal agency posts their grant opportunities. Like I said, they may post a year out, it may not have details of when it'll be due, but it'll say, here's a subject area, right?
Yes.
So, and then from there, that's when we get the emails from the various mailing groups that we're signed up on, probably just filtering down that information. But we should have, if we have a grant writer, we should have somebody who has eyes on those long-term.
Scrolling and saying
Yes,
these are
they
the
need to
ones
be
that
in grants.com
Yep, you're right.
doing that, pulling that
That's what I
information
thought
for
she was
us.
gonna be doing.
Yeah, and also I'm on the Small Cities Council, and we have access to grants as well that they ask us to apply for as a municipality. And that's why I usually send them to the city manager as well and say, hey, we should apply for these. But I was assuming that it was kind of a process that was happening, that we was
I
really
did
just
too.
looking at them and, like, you know.
And sending them to Dr.
Exactly,
Austin.
because if
That's
we
what I
sending you
thought,
something, then we assume that's in the process of happening. And because right now, it's like I'm confused by, like, a lot of the grants. I'm like, well, did we get them or not? Because I thought the list was grants that we already received. So I was kind of confused.
Right,
with it,
I'm
you know.
sorry that was a misconception, and that would have been awesome if it were, but no.
Okay, gotcha. All
Yeah, Vice Mayor, if I may, in echoing what Vice Mayor has said about grants.com, I think we need to be more proactive and less reactive and not wait for somebody to send us information, that we need to be proactively looking. There are many sites, you can search grant sites and put in a trigger word to be able to search these. I'm just really surprised that this list is not more extensive. I was just.
In terms of where we've actually applied?
Yes, where we've actually applied. So, and I know moving forward, we'll be able to look at something that says, these are the grants that are out there, this is the status, we're applying, not applying, this is the grant amount, to the extent that we know that information. So, thank you for the list, but we need some more meat on the bones.
I will look, we do have SAM, access to SAM, and I have the login information. So I will go in and check to see what email is there. Because this account was established before I came, you get one account and it's there forever. So I don't know what email address was in the initial profile when it was set up. And I can at least check there to see who should be receiving that information.
That would be helpful, yes.
Thank you.
And I will look into establishing a grants.gov account, or, I don't know if it's an account, oftentimes they're accounts. Because I know like Gov Deals, you have to have an account or whatever, so I'm assuming it would be the same kind of thing.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions or comments from the commission? Okay. Thank you so much. Last but not least.
Excuse me for the double-sided
Thank you.
monthly report. We had a much-needed shakeup in our staff. and
Thank
more
you,
to
sir.
come.
Oh,
Oh, okay. You sent me a few of them. Oh, you got two audits, okay, yeah.
So for you, you should have the July and August monthly reports.
Okay.
Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, welcome. City Clerk, residents, please accept my report for July 2025 and August 2025 as presented. I'm going to, just for the sake of time, so I know we all want to get out of here, I mean, the last one's never the fun one. So if you can, I'll let you look through some of it and just give you kind of the highlights. We are doing very well in our crime stats. Our calls for services are doing well. We still have a lower crime rate, I should say,
As you see, our numbers definitely have dropped dramatically, especially for July. We have some really great numbers in July. As you see, we've added a new category in there when it comes to our handgun violation arrests. Let me add that in. Those are actually direct from grants that we had. One of the grants we have applied for, and for 2 years in a row now, this will be a third fiscal year we'll be applying for, is the handgun, the gun reduction grant, where we get money from the government to pretty much send our officers out on overtime, and all they do is just focus on getting guns.
Yeah.
So we usually focus that effort, and our traffic enforcement efforts will kind of boost everything else. You see our numbers for our traffic safety is pretty good. So we have 172 citations, 277 warnings, and 7 RSOs, which gave us a 456 for July. We kind of had a little setback in our code division. I think that reflects in our August or July numbers, as we're trying to implement some new processes in the police side and code side due to our administrative shakeup. But we're pretty steady moving along, where I think we're in the process of bringing on one more code officer, or bringing back, I should say, one more code officer, as I'm working with Ms. Kristen to get that done, hopefully soon. Our revenue for July was pretty good. We brought in a total to include our speed enforcement efforts was $41,311. Our August report reflects pretty much the same. And our crime numbers have actually gotten a little bit lower in those. As you see, handgun arrests, we're still pretty steady. Look like we're getting about an average of 3 or 4 handguns per, and those usually result in traffic stops. So for every traffic stop, we usually are getting about 1 or 2 guns per traffic stop. As you saw, our arrest rate's pretty high. That also is a relation to another warrant grant we get. So we have a partnership with Prince George's County Sheriff's Department, where we use them as a force multiplier, and we go within the incorporated city and around the incorporated city to look for people with warrants. So we do warrant sweeps with them about 2 days a week in the morning time, and that also helps reduce our crime in and around our city with that grant. It's a very big grant. I think we're going to apply for it again this year. You see our August numbers are, again, for our codes, pretty steady. Still doing our business permits pretty well, not so much in our rental licenses per department. And then our revenue for August was a total of $40,597.03. So we're asking pretty steady on that, and we'll probably see an increase in that when it's time to renew tags. That's when we usually see higher numbers. Which we're talking about grant-wise. So far, I don't know if my grants were on there. So far to date, we have received this fiscal year 2 grants totaling $160,000, one being the annual police recruiting retention grant. That's where we're able to offer our officers continuing bonuses for being here and a few other features. And then our state aid for police protection grant, which we do use to fund a separate position. So I'm hoping that if we were able to raise it last year, we got $90,000 we were able to fund the position with. If we were able to double it this year, we can probably add another officer position to fund it for this year, for this fiscal year. So that's what we're hoping on doing. That's it for the monthly reporting there. Any questions on that?
Any questions, comments from the commission?
Just one question. What is SERO total?
That's it. So if you break it down to you, if we see you have the tent that's too dark, instead of giving you a ticket for it, we'll give you what's called a repair order. So you have to go to the state, take the tent off, and they have to sign off on it.
Okay, gotcha.
So instead of giving you a ticket, we'll give you a repair order that you have to repair. If it's a broken tail light, out headlight, we'll give you that repair order in lieu of a ticket. And once you get it fixed, we'll sign it off. And then, so it's kind of a forced warning, I guess, to fix.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a friendlier, gentler.
Yes, a friendlier, gentler can stop this.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are we still, are residents still able to go online to apply for licenses?
They are, yes, yes. So as we know, we have our new resident business service manager, Mr. Eduardo. I've been working with him diligently to catch up on the backlog of permits in there. So everything's still up and running in there, so you're still able to go online, and we're able to take payments too.
This, this last page, the contact information, is this something that we can put online and add the website for the license information on here as well?
Yep, so the licensing information should be a separate tab on the main webpage, I believe. It's still up there. We also can add this one on there. I'll get with Ms. Kelly and make sure this is up to date on there as well.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you, Chief.
If I may, Madam Vice Mayor, I want to just follow up with Commissioner Jennifer. If we could maybe also add this to the Herald. This is very helpful.
Yes.
I think all of our residents would be very well served with this.
Okay.
Information, we should run this out a few times, so people could have it. This is really helpful. Also, I think it would be good if we could maybe do a spotlight on Mr. Eduardo. I don't think people know him.
Right.
And I think it would be helpful if we put a little blurb in the Herald, so maybe we could get somebody over there so we could run it in the next Herald. Also, I have a code enforcement question. How many do we have working now?
Just one right now.
We just have one. I hate to do this, but I have to. It's a place on Kipling about 3 houses down from the church. Right past 7111. Can we get somebody over there? It's really bad.
So I think he goes with the house, I'm sorry, the house goes with a natural type of
No,
growth?
no.
I know what you're talking about,
No.
yeah. So-
Yeah.
Right at this point, things, it's not,
Yeah, because the grass is cut, but I see there's kind of overgrowth on the inter part of, yeah.
at this point, with animals and, wildlife and stuff, snakes, at some point, it's just, I'm all for the wild look. I'm a natural, I do my thing too, but at some point, it's just not safe for, it's not, it doesn't look good on the street.
Yeah.
So can you send somebody over there to have a conversation or something,
Sure.
It's bad.
Yes, sir.
I have one question. I just wanted to get an update. I know that the businesses on Marlboro Pike, specifically from the old bank, has had a number of violations in terms of trash and things. And I don't know whether or not that, I sent something to code enforcement a couple of weeks ago about, it was just out of control, trash and debris and things of that nature. Do you know whether or not that's, I haven't been over there on that end, so I'm
You're
not
talking
sure.
about the county road in Marble Park,
Yes,
24-hour tobacco.
yes.
That they're a habitual offender. I think we've issued them at least this year alone 3 municipal infractions. The bad things, if they pay them, they just keep doing business, and we keep finding and keep force cleaning. We probably have a good $15,000 of liens that we need to put on that property at
It
this
was
point.
cleaned up this Saturday when I wrote.
It was, okay, that's good.
So I think it's time for another force cut. We're coming up on another force cut, pretty sure. When we probably force cut them about 2 times a month, and also clean. There were some tires back there. I'm not sure if those tires were removed. I had Mr. Lee go take a look at that. There were some illegally dumped tires, either from the tire shop or somebody else who came and dumped back there. We did have them clean up the parking lot before with some abandoned vehicles and stuff before we went in there towed. But it is a continuous struggle. I mean, Public Works have been working with keeping that trash can at the bus stop clean. There was an issue with the liner, that they had to order a new liner, but now I think they have that under control there. But that is a continuous issue.
Can we just have the trash can removed?
We can.
Is it our trash can? I thought it was theirs.
No, it's a city-owned trash
It's
can.
city-owned.
Right near
That
the bus.
dumpster?
No,
No,
the
trash
trash
can.
can
Bus
that sits
stop.
next to the bus stop.
Oh.
That's overfilled.
Yeah, I know, I think we should just have it removed.
Wait,
I hesitate with that only because
It is
where they
used.
where they gonna put their trash, they gonna dump trash. And I prefer to have a trash can there for
Yeah,
them
is that
to-
the one, right on the corner of Gateway and
No,
County
that is
and
county.
Pike,
That's
right?
county.
It goes straight down county. You
Yeah.
try to make it
Let's
right?
see if we can get Mr. Dool, maybe put a different type of
So
container there.
that should be picked up by Republic Services.
Yeah.
There was an issue with that. Me
Yeah,
and
there
Angie were
was.
addressing that last week on that, and I think they may have corrected. I think they said they didn't know it was there or something.
Okay.
It overflowed for a while, and Angie jumped right on that. So I think that may be resolved. I haven't had a chance to look at that
But it
recently.
needs to be picked up more frequently when
Yes.
Republic Services gets over there. I think it's a few that we should probably service in between Republic getting over
Well,
there.
I would like to know what Republic's schedule is, number one, because we are paying for them
They
to
are
pick up
5
our.
days a week.
Right, and we are paying
Yeah.
them, like, that was included in the cost, is
That's
them
true.
picking up the public cans.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have them on a daily schedule. I have to get with Mr. Dool and see on that, and Angie. I know she did address them about all the trash cans at once, about them picking up on a schedule. So I just have to get her when she comes back, get you that
Yeah.
answer, and we'll email that out to
Yeah,
you.
let's do that.
I'll have Angie email you all that
What the
answer.
schedule
We'll
is.
talk with Mr. Dool. Thank you.
I had a question. Can't remember what that question is. So I saw that we are having a CERT training at the end of the month.
Yes, I was getting to that, too, yes. So after a great national night out, we have decided to, every month for the rest of the year, do a police-sponsored event, right? So the next one, I believe, is coming up will be CERT. CERT is a training, if you want to know, and we have 10 spots available right now for residents who want to take this training, and Mr. Edward is working on some sign-up for that and getting that out pretty soon. CERT is basically emergency training, so it'll help you in type of emergency situation to teach you how to do traffic control, crowd control, things like that. So, but you're also a part of the CERT team. So if you take this training, then you are part of the CERT team for the city, right? So if we have a large event, emergency event,
So you
then you are expected
deputize.
to come in there. That's right. You'll be called in there to help some traffic control or some large crowd advice. So if you are interested in that, and we do tie that with the CAP organization. So we try to, like, people who are part of CAP have first go at signing up for this training. But it is a very good training. It's a 3-day training. It will be held at I believe the YSB over the weekend. And we'll get those dates out to you. I don't have them right in front of me, but they will be coming. They will be online. I think we're making some videos for that too. Mr. Eduardo and Tanisha are working on getting that publication out by next week. We also have a CPR first training class that's coming out. We're also looking to do some of these trainings also to help our Hispanic population as it's rising, right? So we notice that we don't have a lot of training that is conducted in Spanish. So Mr. Eduardo is looking at seeing what are the needs of the Hispanic community that we can bring here too and offer those as well. We have Coffee with a Cop coming up in October. We have a public safety fair coming up. So every month we do have something coming up, and they'll be hitting city calendars soon. I see you give me a look, Kenneth. Yeah, so we will have all that coming out very soon. We're finalizing some dates and some participants in that.
Have you taken Sophie up to the school yet?
Sophie was up there the first day inside. I don't know if she's been back yet. I was on vacation. So I didn't see it.
Any other questions or comments from the commission? Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Tarpley. Okay, and now we have our action items, approval of minutes. City Clerk, Mr. Warren.
The minutes that are presented tonight are from the July 22nd work session, the August 12th special meeting, and the August 26th special meeting.
Has the commission had a chance to review the minutes? Can I get a motion?
I, Commissioner Jennifer, move that the mayor and the city commission approve the minutes of July 22nd, 2025 work session, the August 12th, 2025 special meeting, and August 26th, 2025 special meeting as presented.
Second?
Commissioner Tillman, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0, the ayes have it. So now we will move into a closed session to discuss contractual personnel matters. May I have a motion to move the commission into closed session?
Do we have a motion for that?
Yes.
I, Commissioner Harcourt, move that the City Commission enter closed session to discuss a matter involving contractual matters pursuant to Maryland General Provisions Code, Section 3-305, parentheses B, parentheses 4.
May I have a second?
Commissioner Janifer seconds the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0, ayes have it. We'll move into closed session. Thank you, everyone.
Either David and David is traditional. Would you like me to? Those are flyers, so these will roll out.
I'll just say we're back in closed session. Okay. Okay, so we are back from our closed session in which we discuss contractual personnel matters. Those who were in attendance at the closed session were the commissioners currently present, myself, Commissioner Harcourt, Commissioner Janifer, Commissioner Tillman. We have our interim city manager, Darren Swain, our city clerk, Kenneth Warren, our city attorney, Mr. Bradley Farrar, and our outside counsel, Mr. Don Quinn. So that is just a summary, a brief summary of the items discussed and those in attendance for our closed session. Okay, so at this time, do we have any announcements from any commissioners or comments from this evening? Any announcements? All right. Well, if we don't have any other announcements, I'd like a motion to adjourn the city meeting. May I have a motion?
Commissioner Janifer moves to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Commissioner.
Go ahead, Tim.
Commissioner Tillman, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0, the ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, yeah.